Let's face it, trying to be successful on Instagram in 2024 is tough. Gone are the days where you could post a picture of your cat and get 500,000 views. And unless you've got a butt shelf like Kim Kardashian, then I think it's safe to say you're in the same boat as the rest of us, floating up Instagram's shit creek without a paddle. But wait, before you get all frustrated and you get your knickers in a twist, ask yourself this: have I tried everything? If the answer to that is yes, then in the words of the great and powerful Gary Vee, complaining is easy, but executing is the hard part. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be a walk in the park. We all know Instagram has become a hot hive, swarming with online coaches. But what I am going to do is share with you what I believe to be the 5 top pieces of content you need to be focusing on in 2024 to grow your Instagram and subsequently build your online business alongside it. So stick around, grab yourself a pen and notebook, strap yourself in for the next 10 minutes, and let's get this video started. So the 5 types of content you need to make to get your content actually crushing on Instagram. Number 1 is viral reels. So how does viral reels look like? So I would try and get the reels that get maximum views. So one of the things we want to look at is to try and create reels that are short and ideally like 3 seconds long that are going to loop. So one of the reasons we do this is if you have a reel, for example, that has like a B-roll clip and some text people read, it will keep looping whilst people read it, which means it gets more views, which means it's going to get pushed out more to people. The second thing you can do in terms of getting viral reels, which is very easy to do, is to actually create controversial tweets that are relevant to your audience. Take a screenshot of that and you can make a reel of that and post that on Instagram. Because the big thing we want to be doing with these types of content is ideally making them shareable and then also savable. This number 2 type of content you need to be making to grow your Instagram account is lifestyle clips and carousels. So what do people buy from? People buy from people they like, they resonate with, and who inspire them. So one of the most important things you need to understand if you want to grow your social media, you want to grow your business, is becoming the attractive character people want to be like. So one of the best things you can do is even do like a weekly post, almost like a weekly roundup in terms of what you've done that week and just cool clips. So that can be things like training clips, food you've eaten, traveling around the world, whatever it is. So you can do it on a weekly basis, monthly basis. And what you'll see is people want to see like a snapshot into people's lives. So you can do that from a carousel point of view, but then you can also do it from a Reels point of view. Now, one of the things I would try and do with the lifestyle clips and lifestyle carousels from a Reels point of view is I would try and get a lot of B-roll footage that looks like behind the scenes. If you can put that with actual like educational information as well, they do really, really well, and very few people do those in the fitness industry or any industry particularly well other than like the content creator space. So if you want to stand out, that's one of the things I would do, and it's also very easy just to film on your iPhone 15. So number 3, if you're looking to scale your Instagram account but you also want to make money, which is the primary reason you're probably doing this, is you need to share client results. So how do you do this? Now there's a couple of key things. If you're doing before and after photos, which is what I suggest you do, video reviews do absolutely terrible on main feed reach. Share them to stories, works well, but I wouldn't put them into your actual Instagram account because they will die a very quick death. Before and after photos though, can go very viral if they're good. So what you want to do is make sure before photos on the left, after photos on the right, and then also the 2 things you want to make sure you do is you have the weight, so the starting weight, end weight at the bottom, and the time frame. Now, an easy app you can do to use this comes with Instagram. It's called Layout. Very, very simple to use. Now, how often should you be posting these? Personally, I did for a long time in my fitness business, we did a 3-to-1 ratio, but every 3rd post was a client result. But bear in mind, our fitness business at that time probably had 1,400 high ticket clients. We had more results than we could actually post. So this is an important thing to understand. It's like, do you have enough decent results to post? And can you be consistent with it? Realistically, what I would suggest is you probably try and get at least 1 to 2 up a week that are very good. They don't tend to get huge amounts of engagement unless they go viral, which they can do sometimes. But with this, the key thing most people also don't understand is the important thing is not just necessarily the photo. So the photo is like the bait and the hook. Now, how you reel the person in and you get clients and you get leads is the caption and the copy underneath it. And this is where 80% of the success comes from the first line, but you want to storytell. So you want to talk about where this client started, what the problems were he suffered with, how your program fixed it, how you've basically changed their life, and then have a call to action, asking the person reading it to DM you to get the same type of results. So this is something I would do over and over again, consistently as you get client results. And if you want to know a sneaky hack, what you can do is use the same client results over and over again. So for example, I can probably think of like 20 that used to go viral every time I post them. For whatever reason, maybe the guy in the photo had like a birthmark or something. We had a guy who had a birthmark who was an ex-Aussie Rules pro football player. Every time we posted his, he went nuclear. So what I would suggest, you can probably repost these like every 4 or 5 months. People often think you can't do that, but it doesn't really make any difference. And your clients aren't really gonna care. People don't really notice. Like, I don't remember what I posted 3 months ago, let alone the people who actually are gonna be following you. And you probably feel the same. So this is a huge thing. And the bonus tip I would do this as well is actually show your own transformation. And if you're a coach, one of the most important things you should be doing is looking to constantly improve what you're doing. So if you can document your own progress in terms of like, here was Charlie 5 years ago, here's Charlie now, and you storytell in the caption with a call to action, a lot of people will reach out to you because of that, because it's huge buy-in in terms of like, you've done the actual thing they want to do. Now, why do people buy into me in terms of building a fitness business? Because I've actually done it, which no one else has. And that's the big thing in terms of you watching this right now. If you've got a sick success story in terms of maybe you lost 100 pounds, maybe you lost 20 kilos, maybe you overcame a challenge and you got in great shape via X, Y, Z, you need to storytell that and show that, and then people buy into you because it also makes you relatable. One of the reasons most people don't do this is they're afraid to be vulnerable, to show their start position when they used to be out of shape. But the more vulnerability you show, the more money you'll make. Number 4 is a hero's journey. Now, what the hell does that mean? So the hero's journey is you. You're supposed to be the hero. Now, what I would suggest you focus on doing is at least probably once every 10 days, 2 weeks, you want to basically do a post which can talk about how you started down here, how you basically grow, you had some type of struggle, some type of problem here in the middle, you went then down, and then you came back up from here. So what most people want to see is the actual journey and the struggle you've been through, because most people think that everything on social media is a highlight reel and that no one has any challenges they have to come over in life. So one of the best things you can actually do is show the problems you've had. So for example, I talked a lot about in terms of one of the most challenging phases of my life is when 6th of January 2022 actually, get the year right, 6th January 2022, I left a marriage of 3-4 years and 13-year relationship. The day afterwards, I basically gave away all my personal possessions to my house. The day after that, I was sitting in a hotel about to speak on a big podcast, and my Instagram account got disabled, which was basically my entire business at the time. So my personal life was screwed, my business was pretty screwed. Long and behold, I got the Instagram account back, but that's like part of the hero's journey I would talk about in terms of things I've overcome. So one of the things you want to talk about is the problems you've overcome. Maybe you've got eating issues in terms of like maybe eating addictions. Maybe you had drug addiction. Maybe you had alcohol problem. Maybe you were a gymnast and you were anorexic when you were younger. What's the problems you've overcome? And this is the big thing you want to talk about, because this is what's going to set you apart from everyone else, because most people are too afraid to talk about these vulnerabilities, whether that's even personal things. Maybe you had abusive relationships, maybe you have a difficult upbringing. The more you talk about that, the more people are going to buy into you and they'll understand the nuances behind that. Number 5 is extreme value, not extreme value. Now, the most important thing to think about actually when you're looking to grow your business is, one thing is giving away stuff for free, which is so good that people feel like they should be paying for it. Because this does one thing, it causes the law of reciprocity. Now, one of the reasons we give so much value in terms of the YouTube channel, podcasts, the 4C course, which you can get below this video, which will help you in terms of scaling your business and basically give you everything I did to build a multi-million-dollar fitness business for free. You can get the link below, that will give you that. Is essentially, you will get so much value from that, you'll almost feel you have to basically give me money, because you'll be like, oh, this is what his free stuff's like, I wonder what his paid stuff's like. And this is what you want to do in terms of your fitness business. So what I would suggest you do is think, what's the most valuable thing you can give the clients that they actually want, that's easily digestible, that they can implement in under 10 minutes. So one of the easiest ways to do this is sometimes even carousel posts of infographics. People save a lot. I remember one of the best ones we did was like protein per 100 grams. So like different types of chicken, like chicken breast, chicken thighs, whatever, different cuts of steak, all that type of stuff that people want to save that gives them a lot of value would be a good example. But you can also do this in a reel format where you can basically do what I call like a storyboard post, where maybe you have like a B-roll clip at the beginning, which is like, here's how I dropped 20 pounds in 6 months whilst eating all the carbs I wanted. And then you literally would have like, step 1 is I worked out I needed to have 2.2 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. Step 3 is I pushed all my carbohydrates to the end of the day. Step 3 Step 3 is I did 3 weight training sessions a week. Step 4 is I did X amount of cardio. Step 5 is I took these supplements. At the end of that reel, then what I would do is probably have something like a call to action with a B-roll clip, which is if you want a full bulletproof guide in terms of how to customize this to you to get the same results I got, comment below results, and I could send you over a free training plan in terms of exactly how this would work and how we would help you. And this is the type of value you want to be giving to people, which is shareable and then also savable, because those are 2 most important things you need to optimize for. And these are the exact 5 types of content you need to be making in terms of scaling your online coaching business and also growing your Instagram account. If you want help with a proven method on exactly how to grow your business, hit the link below this video to book in a free call to find out exactly how we can help you. If you took value from this, make sure you smash the like button, comment below any questions, and subscribe to the channel.